Look how much wood there is.
Yes, lots of wood shavings. But I'm pleased, it's holding well, and so far so good. This is my favorite tool to use, so we're getting there. Getting close, I can see bottom. There you go. So, see we hit bottom there, so now I just...
Now there's no more hole.
No more hole. Now I just need to smooth it out and carve out a little bit in the inside edge there to kind of widen it up a little along the bottom. But basically what you want to do when you're bowl carving is to try to match the curve of the outside, try to match the curve of the inside to the curve of the outside. But we're getting pretty close. So I'll just finish up and smooth that off, and then clean up the edge a little bit. I like that thickness. I think I'll probably stick with right around there, and then I'll sand it up. So yeah, it's looking good. So I got the inside all carved out last night and then sanded.
Shiny.
Shiny. It actually took a long time to sand because, again, with the pecan wood, it was pretty rough in spots and just the blades wouldn't make it smooth enough. So it took quite a while to sand it down to smooth. But I got it sanded down and went from the 60 grit all the way up to 600, so it's nice and smooth. And then I coated it with the butcher block coating, oil, finish, whatever, so that that's all set. So I used the paper towel is what you use last at the end of sanding to really get it nice and smooth. And what I did was I kept the paper towel on the corner here, on the edge, till it started burning. And so I burned the edge a little bit on purpose to get a little nice ring, a little dark ring around the inside edge. So we're on the one of the last steps, which is we're going to take this off of here now, and so now what I'm going to do on the bottom, if you can see, there are marks around this now from the chuck. So I'm actually going to mount this way again, and I'm going to take this whole thing down to flat along here, and then I'll put my brand in there. So we're going to move the bowl over here for a minute. We're going to use this plate, and I'll show you how. But first, I need to get the chuck off of here. So what I'm going to do, I've got to lock this in. Okay, so what's going to happen is this chuck actually has all these different face plates that you can use depending on what you're doing, holding pens or small narrow things, or larger bowl diameters, or this, which is for finishing, which is what we're going to do. So I'm going to replace these pieces. I'll take these off the chuck and put these ones on, and it'll expand out on the chuck, and then the bowl will actually go in like this. We'll tighten it up, and these little rubber pins will be against the edge of the bowl, and it'll hold it in place. So this is the rubber pin, and you can put them on any of these diameters depending on how big of a bowl you're making and what size you need. So there's that. So now we just have to take these off. So these chuck pieces are actually all numbered, every single one. Every set is numbered. So there's a 1 and a 4, so this is 2 and 3. These are numbered as well. And that actually makes it so that when the manufacturer makes the jaws, you keep them in the right order, because it then guarantees that your circle is concentric. Okay, so this is number 1. So that's going to go here. And two. So the nice thing about these is that the rubber won't mess up the wood and what's already the finish that's on there. So that allowed me to finish the whole bowl without worrying about scraping it up and having to redo it again after I get the bottom done. Number 3. Almost there. And number 4. Okay. So now, I'll put this back on here. Okay. And okay, so this I actually put on the lathe when I'm finishing, when I'm putting a finish on, so that if it drips it doesn't mess up the lathe bed. So I'm going to move this, hang it back up over here. Okay, so I got it on there. We had to put the pins on the inside of the bowl instead of the outside because it's such a big bowl. But it's on there nice and solid. So see, it's in there stuck. So now the only thing left to do is I'm going to use one of my skew chisels, and I'm going to get rid of this disc in here and go right down to this flat part here. So I'm going to try to make it as flat as possible in there, so I can smooth it out and then use my brand to put in there. Once I do the brand, then I'll put it back up on here and just do the last finish. Sand it down. Well, no, it'll be sanded. I'll brand it, and then I just need to put the finish on it, and then we're good. So I'm going to do that now. Safety first. Actually, that's the way I'll do this. But it's too high. clean it up a little bit with this one. That's pretty close. I'm going to flatten it a little bit more. And I think we're good.
See how smooth it looks?
So, move this out of the way. Yep, I think we're good. So I'm going to sand this piece down, and then we'll stamp it. So you've seen sanding, so I'm just going to turn it off for now and sand it down, and then I'll show you when we're ready to finish it up. Okay, so I finished that little piece. It's nice and smooth. So now I have my branding iron there, and I have been letting it, you plug it in and just let it heat up for about 20 minutes, and then it's nice and hot so you can brand your piece. So I'm going to do that, and then I actually took it off of the chuck, took the bowl off the chuck, because there's really no need to have it on the lathe just to finish this little tiny piece here. I can do that easily just with the rag and coat it, and we'll be good to go. So I'll brand it and then do the first coating, let it dry overnight, and then in the morning I'll do a second coat on that part, and we will be done. So here we go. Okay, so here's the finished bowl. All done. Got the stamp on there. And a little bit of extra stuff. I burned it a little bit on the corner to make a little extra mark on there. But we're done. So this is going to our friend Jennifer. Her birthday is actually today, so this is going to be her present. So that is start to finish how I use the lathe and make a bowl, and mess it up halfway between. So, but there you go. So hope that helps, Patty Waddy. We miss you, love you, and we'll see you soon. Bye.